Hi guys, I'm Lola Tracy, the RC Chick, and today I have the $100 Kabolite Scania 770S and, oh my god, the 1/14 scale $1,000 Kabolite 770S. So I'm going to compare these for you guys and see which one is the best, of course, I mean. Now coming over here, this is going to be the 1/18 scale toy version of this 770S from Kabolite. So you're not going to get much, so you're going to get maybe the spotlights on the top here. However, on this 1/14 scale hobby grade model, you will get a lot more lights, a lot more details, like on the bottom here, over here on the grill, as well as on the top. You have way more lights and way more details, and of course lights in here, but over here it's just going to be a decoration. This is going to be a fully plastic build. You can also look at the chassis. There's no chassis really, it's just a full plastic build, and it lasts maybe about 15 minutes playtime. However, for this one, the chassis does have a lot of metal in it, and of course it is going to be much more expensive, but it has great light system, great sound system. So the weight of this one is around 1.5 kilograms, while this one is around 5 kg. So this is like the mom of this one, because this looks like the baby compared. So this 1/18 scale comes with this remote controller, and it has a lot of decorations on it with some switches that don't really work, but over here on the 1/14 scale comes with this one with all switches that have a function. So for the lights, it's going to be on this one. So you have the headlights, more lights, and then lights on the top, then a little bit over here. But on this one though, just look at that. It just looks so much better. And of course, you get a flashing mode on the sides and again over here. And for the materials, on the smaller one, you can hear that this is just, you know, your normal plastic, but on this one, it has this nice hardened, more premium plastic for the cabin. Now coming over to the side of the cabin, over here you do not have any openable cabin doors and you do not have a window, but you do have these stickers on the side, but this is actually painted on. But over here, coming over to the bigger one, your doors do open, and you may think there's no stickers, but actually that comes in the package, so you have all the decorations, so that's nothing to worry about. And of course, you have nice movable windshield wipers at the same time, but this one, well, they don't really move, they don't go anywhere. Now coming over to the side over here, so these are going to be illusions, they're not really lights, as well as here, this is just not a light at all, but on the 1/14 scale, these are going to be real lights, and also on the bottom over here, I can show you guys that now. And of course, you can open the side panel, which you have another storage area here. And over here, well, it's a toy. You're not really going to be able to do much for it. But it does have something I really like, which is the fifth wheel on this one. I think it's one of the coolest things. Like, I don't know why they added that, but I really like that you can remotely control this. I feel like they should add it on most trucks, to be honest. But for our 1/14 scale, it is going to be a full metal piece, but it is a manual piece. So you have to do that every time and then put your trailer in. So that's pretty normal for your models. Now taking a look at the top of our chassis over here in the back, so you do have some metal parts over here as well as the chassis rails on the 1/14 scale. However, on our toy version, all of this is just going to be all plastic, just all toy or, you know, cheap stuff, because it is a really well-priced truck. And over here you have some decorations to simulate opening up the cabin and cabin locks. However, you can actually not at all open this part. However, on this one, you can open the cabin pretty easy. The battery compartment is going to be under the cabin on your 1/14 scale. However, for our toy over here, it's going to be all the way under here. You just gotta unscrew this part and then remove it, and here's your power switch, which is pretty normal, nothing special. But for this one, the power switch is a little bit more cool, so it's right over here. Oh. Now coming over to the sound system, so we do have sound on this one. No volume control, but this is going to be your sound. I mean, it does have sound, however, it does switch really weird when you drive. Very interesting. Well, that's a lot of different sounds on one truck. And of course, it is going to be a simple 6x4. Now let's go on to the 1/14th scale over here. So it is a 6x6 with a differential lock. And for the sound system, and you do have volume control on this one, so this is as high as it goes, and you can go all the way back and all the way high. Super nice sound system, just sounds so much better and more realistic. And of course it is a 6x6, whoa! And you get to be able to have speed transmission. Oh my God, I almost touched the other truck. And on the back for the light system, so we do have our bright white reversing lights with the beeping sound without the sound being on. But on this part, we have only the orange lights slightly, no beeping sound unless you turn the sound on. And you don't really have brake lights on this one either, but we do have brake lights on the bigger one. Oh, let's try that again. So drive and stop. Bright red, I love that. That's so cool. Once you have both of these together, that's when you can tell, like, okay, one's a toy and one is just way more than a toy. Now for the more details on the back of the 1/14th scale, you have these wheel stoppers that you can easily take out and use. So a lot of accessories, really nice. I also love these mat guards. But on the 1/18th scale over here, you do get some sort of simulation for mat guards, but they're really not. It's just an entire fender. You don't really get any more details or anything. It's just going to be one piece through and through. Now, right guys, that was our 770S Scania tractor trucks, the cheaper $100 one and the $1,000 one. You guys should let me know what you're getting, but I would say get both, this one for yourself and this one for your kids, because they're just so cool together. This one can be more like a shelf princess, and you can use this one at your shows and everything, but I think they're really great value for money for what you can get for these trucks. So you guys should let me know if you want to get one for yourself. Just contact me, Little Tracy from Toucan Hobby, and I'll be so happy to assist you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.